The Galactic Academy's observation deck hummed with nervous energy as species from 47 worlds gathered for the annual bonding trial. Among them stood Anna Chen, the only human in her cohort, her dark eyes scanning the assembled creatures with quiet curiosity. The trial was simple in concept, terrifying in execution. Spend 12 hours sealed in a room with an adolescent Krikstar, one of the galaxy's apex predators, and emerge with a bond, or not at all. Instructor Velnoth, a towering crystalline being whose facets reflected the station's blue lighting, raised 3 of its 7 appendages for silence. The bonding trial separates adequate soldiers from exceptional ones, it announced, its voice resonating through translation implants. Those who can forge trust with a predator demonstrate the emotional intelligence required for intergalactic command. Anna watched as a Krikstar pup was led into the center of the room. The creature stood nearly 4 feet tall despite its youth, its obsidian scales gleaming under the lights. 6 eyes arranged in a hexagonal pattern around its elongated skull tracked every movement in the room. Its claws, each the length of Anna's forearm, clicked against the metal floor with each step. The species had evolved on a death world where everything, including the plants, had teeth. "Cadet Chen," Velnoth called out. "You're first." A ripple of surprise moved through the crowd. The Krikstar were known for their particular hatred of mammalian species. Their homeworld had been nearly overrun by a plague of carnivorous mammals before the Krikstar's ancestors had hunted them to extinction. That evolutionary memory remained encoded in their instincts. Anna stepped forward without hesitation, though her heart hammered against her ribs. She'd studied the Krikstar for months, watched every available recording, memorized their body language and social structures. Knowledge was humanity's oldest weapon. The pup's eyes fixed on her immediately, and a low rumble emanated from deep within its chest cavity. Its dorsal spines erected, a threat display. "The room will seal for 12 hours, Velnoth said, its facets gleaming with what might have been anticipation. Emerge bonded or don't emerge at all." The instructor's manipulators moved across the control panel, and with a pneumatic hiss, the chamber door began to close. Anna caught a glimpse of another human face in the crowd. Jack Morrison, her friend and fellow cadet, his expression tight with worry. Then the door sealed with a definitive clang. The Krikstar pup circled her, its 6 eyes never blinking. Anna remained still, controlling her breathing the way her grandmother had taught her during childhood summers in the mountains. Predators responded to fear, to the chemical signals prey animals couldn't suppress. But humans had climbed to the top of Earth's food chain not by being the strongest or fastest, but by being the most persistent, the most adaptable, the most stubbornly creative. Anna slowly sat down, cross-legged, making herself smaller. She didn't meet the pup's eyes directly, a challenge in Krikstar society, but kept it in her peripheral vision. Minutes stretched into an hour. The pup continued its circling, occasionally stopping to test the air with the sensory organs along its jaw. Then Anna began to hum. It was an old song, something her mother used to sing. The Krikstar froze, its head tilting at an angle that would have broken a human's neck. The sound was new, foreign to its experience. Curiosity warred with instinct in those alien eyes. Anna continued humming, a gentle rhythm that filled the sterile room with something like warmth. Slowly, carefully, she pulled a standard-issue protein bar from her pocket. She broke off a piece and tossed it, not toward the Krikstar, but to the side, away from both of them. The pup's head swiveled, tracking the movement. It approached the food cautiously, sniffed it, then consumed it in one swift motion. Its eyes returned to Anna, now with a different quality to their gaze. Not hunger, interest. Hours passed. Anna continued her quiet humming, occasionally tossing small pieces of food, never directly to the pup, always giving it the choice to approach or retreat. She told stories too, keeping her voice low and melodic, not caring that the creature couldn't understand the words. Tone mattered more than content. By hour 7, the Krikstar had settled onto the floor about 6 feet away from her, its head resting on its front limbs. Its spines had retracted completely. By hour 9, it had moved closer within arm's reach. Anna took the greatest risk then. She extended her hand, palm down, fingers relaxed, and waited. The Krikstar lifted its massive head, and for a long moment neither moved. Then, with deliberate slowness, the pup pressed the top of its skull against her palm. The scales were surprisingly warm, with a texture like smooth river stones. Anna felt the vibration of the creature's core through her hand. Not the threatening rumble from before, but something deeper, steadier. A purr, she realized. The apex predators of a death world could purr. When the door unsealed 12 hours later, Velnoth found Anna sitting with her back against the wall, the Krikstar pup curled beside her, its head resting in her lap. 6 eyes opened as light flooded the chamber, but the creature made no move to leave its position. The instructor's facets rotated in what Anna had learned to recognize as astonishment. Remarkable, Velnoth said. In 300 years of these trials, no mammalian species has ever successfully bonded with a Krikstar. Most barely survive. Anna looked up, exhausted but smiling. Humans have been befriending predators since we lived in caves. We turned wolves into dogs, cats into companions, horses into partners. We don't see predators as enemies to defeat. She gently scratched behind the pup's auditory organs, eliciting another deep purr. We see them as friends we haven't made yet. Jack pushed through the crowd, relief evident on his face. Behind him, dozens of alien cadets stared with newfound respect and no small amount of fear. If humans could bond with a Krikstar, what else were they capable of? Velnoth's facets aligned in a pattern Anna now recognized as respect. The galaxy has much to learn from humanity, the instructor said. Your species' greatest weapon isn't your technology or your tenacity. It's your inexplicable ability to find kinship with the universe's most unlikely companions. Anna stood, and the Krikstar pup rose with her, pressing against her leg like an oversized, scaled dog. She looked at the assembled cadets, at the stars visible through the observation windows beyond, and felt the weight of what this moment represented. Humanity had reached the stars not as conquerors, but as that strange species that made friends with everything, even the monsters. Shall we proceed to the next trial? She asked, her hand resting on the pup's head. Velnoth's crystalline laughter chimed through the chamber. Cadet Chen, I believe you've already passed every trial that matters.